This gaming notebook was launched in the spring of 2017, and since it was one of the first models with an NVIDIA Max-Q GPU, it was bound to impress us. Even today, it is a solid gaming machine. So let's see together what this Triton 700 is made of, and why you might want one. Build. In recent months, many gaming notebooks do not look as such, and Triton 700 is one of them. It is not very small, it sports a 15.6-inch screen with generous bezels, but it is thin and relatively light. Pity that the power brick weighs 800 grams by itself. Its design is not excessive, there are no bright colors, and the shell is made of metal. In short, you can use it in the office, as long as no one spots the word Predator on the back. The shell is very sturdy and boasts original lines. The touchpad lies just below the monitor, and is covered with a layer of Gorilla Glass. Keyboard. The keyboard of this Acer Predator Triton 700 is a little treat. First of all, its perfect positioning will make you use it as if it was an ordinary keyboard. It is also mechanical, with RGB backlight, but the keys have a short run. The feeling is reminiscent of the Cherry MX Blue switches, with a firm click, luckily, not too loud. The feedback is really very nice, to the point that I wrote this whole piece on it. Acer wanted to maximize the keyboard experience, and it succeeded. The downside is that the touchpad was greatly sacrificed. Not surprisingly, a wired Predator mouse is included in the package. This is the SM9627 model, which apparently is not easily found on the market. The buttons are a bit rigid, which we like during gaming. The wheel is a little too sensitive, and does not offer much feedback. Overall it is comfortable enough, and a must-have considering the limitations of the integrated touchpad. Hardware. This laptop has a quite unique configuration. And not only for the GTX 1080 Max-Q, but also for the two SSDs and RAID 0. Acer did this to increase reading and writing performance. However, we are not entirely convinced that it was necessary, as this is primarily a gaming machine. The absence of a mechanical drive, or a larger SSD, could instead limit you a bit, given the size of modern games. Too bad for the absence of an SD card reader, which is not a must-have on this type of machine, but that would make it more versatile. User experience. The Predator Triton 700 is undoubtedly a great machine. First of all, you can take it with you everywhere, and it has the power to run everything. There were two elements that intrigued me when it was announced: temperature management, and the power of the 1080 Max-Q. The fans managed to keep this beast running cool, even for a prolonged period. The downside, of course, is that they are noisy, but that's the price you will have to pay for an always reliable machine. The power of the 1080 Max-Q, on the other hand, was a disappointment. Let me explain. This is a respectable GPU, with a performance that few gaming laptops can match. But, at the same time, it is not enough to guarantee 120 FPS with the graphics details set to maximum. Screen. The screen is a 15.6-inch IPS panel, with Full HD resolution at 120 Hz. The brightness is good and the matte finish is anti-glare. Blacks are also quite deep, and it has optimal viewing angles. Autonomy. The autonomy is very poor, there is no other way to describe it. The GTX 1080 is power-hungry, and the battery isn't that big. It is practically impossible to go beyond 2 hours. It is a pity that such a stylish laptop makes you carry around its bulky power supply, and in a way, it is almost frustrating for the effort to make it this thin and light. Price. The price is huge, and way too much for us to recommend it. Final verdict. The Predator Triton 700 fascinates me, in many aspects. It fascinates me with its style, design, beautiful 120 Hz display, the speed of the NVIDIA GPU, and also with certain original features, such as the mechanical keyboard, the true hidden gem of this device. It fascinates me so much that I can forgive it for the position of the touchpad, and the laughable autonomy. Sadly, the real drawback is its price. If you can digest that, the rest is easy.